Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome back to another YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Andrew's Tables, guys.
The Andrew's Tables, I hope you guys are happy to see us because, we're happy to be here.
We didn't leave.
We're back with another banger.
So, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to be talking about faith.
Struggling.
Struggles.
Yeah.
Struggles about your faith, you know what I mean?
Yeah, getting with God and staying with God.
Getting closer to God.
We were just making dinner. We're having a very quick dinner. We're going to have spaghetti bolognese. That's how you say it.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti,
This is a cheat.
spaghetti
Really,
bolognese.
is meat with pasta.
Yeah, spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti.
So yeah, whilst we just the dinner's basically ready because somebody forgot that we need to record.
I actually did not forget.
But we're gonna forgive him.
We're gonna scratch that.
Yeah, we're gonna forgive you. It's alright. Yeah. So, how do we struggle with faith?
How do we struggle with faith? We do struggle a lot to be.
Not a lot. Don't say a lot like that. We struggle.
Yeah, we do.
I
struggle.
It's more than the normal person, but
we do struggle. It's not. Well, it hasn't been easy.
I'm gonna just prep our food. We're gonna talk and prep our food, So by the time we finish, we can eat.
So it hasn't been easy, especially like we got baptized. Where we got baptized last year.
No, the year before.
Last year.
The year before.
Isn't the beginning last year?
No, it was the year before.
Okay, I think it was end of 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were thinking that maybe by getting baptized, it kind of get us closer to God.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, it kind of get us closer to God, which is not bad. It is true.
No, well, my reason for getting baptized was I never got christened.
Yeah, me too.
I never got christened, and I was kind of my journey with God itself. I feel like I've always been quite more spiritual. I learned to be more spiritual in the last few years, even before I met him.
So between yours two?
No, I'm saying that my own journey individually, I was trying to get right with God from when I even when I transitioned.
When you moved.
When I moved from Birmingham to London, that's when I feel like I kind of tried to push myself more to get into God and all of that. Obviously, I was still doing things that was against God, and obviously then having a child out of wedlock, and then living together whilst not being married. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though I was trying to be with God, my acts was not with God, if that makes sense. So
we did struggle. I can't lie. It's not as easy as it looks, especially when you're actually trying to do everything by the book.
Yeah.
Which is like following and everything. But we did manage to get baptized because
I went to get baptized and then
I got involved.
And then he was actually.
I always went. Well, let's stop right there. Before all this, before me moving to the UK, when I was younger, I used to go church. Like I used to be forced to go to church, and with my mum, let's say like that.
He used to knock people's doors. He did.
But then obviously I got used to it, like to going to church. I was actually into church when I was younger. But then you see that teenager phase that you get to, and then you start, do more things that you really want to do, which is play football.
You got distracted.
Yeah, I got kind of distracted. Well, I don't know if it's distracted, if it's just
you put God last.
It's not even that. I think it's just the phase. Do you know what I mean? When you're growing up and all of that, I think it's just a phase that we all go through. I don't know.
Everyone goes through. Some people are very into church, like your sister.
I know.
Like his sister,
But she had a phase as well that she wasn't really into it. That's what I'm saying. I think everybody has a phase that it kind of go out of it and then it goes back, or maybe no, it doesn't go back at all. But all I'm saying is, before I was more into church, like my mom and all of that. But then obviously I stopped going to church until then I moved here and all of that. And then I'm kind of back to it. and I do like the church that we start going to. So I kind of got more involved. I wish you could be more involved in that, but obviously we're on a journey, so we can't try as much in that. So the struggles comes from that. But we did made a big step, which is getting baptized.
Well, we've been trying. So obviously, even in terms of marriage, one of the biggest reasons why we did decide to get married rather than maybe, I don't know, try to like a company or something like that, it was mainly because it didn't feel right. Like, it was ignoring it, trying to ignore it, but the conviction part, especially, I don't know if it was like you was feeling as much, but I was constantly like feeling conviction, like I'm living with someone and I'm not, like, God doesn't recognize my relationship, you know, what I've got going on. So there was a heavy conviction side of it, like I didn't want to live with someone and knowing that I'm not married to
basically
them.
Insane. Basically,
yeah, I was living in sin basically, because I probably feel like in this generation, like, we're having kids, like including ourselves, we're having kids and we feel like having kids is not a commitment like that. But really, and like, people will rather have the kids, but we won't have the marriage. And then you'll speak to people and they'll be like, oh yeah, because marriage is a whole commitment. But it's like, now that we've gone through both, really and truly, I'm not saying that you go and get a divorce, but if I woke up today and I decided I don't want to be with him, which I won't, but it's like, I can leave him. Whereas a child, you're not going to wake up one day and decide to leave your child. Like, if you do, you're very irresponsible. But you're going to say, like, a child is more of a commitment, really and truly, than marriage. Do you know what I mean? To a certain extent.
Yes and no.
To a certain extent.
The thing is, I think this generation right now is more into focusing to that. Obviously, because you have a child, you don't really need to get married or.
Yeah, like, we'll just live together, I don't think it's right. House and we'll just live like that.
Yeah, I don't think that is right. Especially now that we are married, I don't think it's right just to have a kid together and then scrap the idea of getting married.
It's just a piece of paper, like, basically.
Yeah, or what they say is just a piece of paper, or is this too much of a commitment, or what they say, oh, I'm going to do everything but no signing any paper or getting married. Like,
yeah, because it's like I have a child. I carried a child for 9 months. I put myself, like, I had a C-section. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could have died on that table. So the fact that I didn't put myself in the line for him, but I put myself in the line for us so we can have a child. So it's like, if I would do all of that for us, you're trying to tell me we can't go to the registry office and you can marry me? Nah, allow it.
You know how much is it?
It was for £40.
Yeah,
like £40.
For you to sign a paper and everything, obviously you can do something
like
small.
A bigger wedding.
But
it's just like, if it's just a piece of paper and it's not like something, you don't want anything big and you don't think it's anything extravagant like that, go to the registry office and marry your woman and give her some value, because it's like, if she can push her baby out for you and she'll put her body and herself on the line for you, you can actually just marry them.
And really and truly, if you go to the Bible, it says that what we should be doing is get married first and then having kids.
Yeah, so we went outside of that, so it's just like that conviction part of it was one of the main reasons why we actually end up saying, you know what, before we just even let it go another year and another year, because you do get comfortable, like, it's fine, like, we already have the kid, we're already living together, we don't need to, like, we can just wait another year. But it just got to a point where it's like, nah, like, we don't want to wait another year, because you wait another year, then it's going to be another year and another year, and you just get comfortable with the whole idea of it. But that's not what we came to talk about.
Yeah, that's not the focus of it. But obviously that also includes it, because us being here today is because, you know, we go for that, for all that, you know, going for, obviously, I wanted to do things right, not just because we already made a mistake in the past, which was not going through the right direction.
And that's the beauty of God, is
exactly. So
is that thing of
taking what they say, impure?
They're taking the impure and purifying it. It's like, just because you made a mistake doesn't mean, like, I think that is the whole point, that is the beauty of God, do you know what I mean, is that regardless the mistakes, Don't let no one tell you, because you've done this,
you can't go back.
Yeah, to God, you can't go back to God. In fact, that's actually one way, like, the devil getting in your head and making you feel like, oh, because you've done this, you can't go. Like, don't ever feel like. I feel like we all have our moments. Like, sometimes, like, now, like, we've all, let's just say now we're going through a phase where I don't know what it is, but ever since I got baptized, I found it harder to actually stay in my faith, if that makes sense. I don't know why, but I genuinely thought by getting baptized I would find it easier, but in fact I've struggled more. Since you've been married, I found it even more harder to pray together.
Yeah, which is concerning though.
It is concerning because it's just like, oh, you're trying this.
Yeah, really and truly, that's true. Because I think it was supposed to be easier, do you know what I mean? Because we're doing something that God wants people to do it, you know what I mean?
But at the same time, it's like the devil doesn't like marriage, because if he can, like, if I had my way, I feel like within our relationship, I am more the one in faith. But I want, like, every time I pray, I always say to God, I want him, like, I want my husband to lead, to grow in faith, because like, the husband is the leader. So if he can, like, if the devil can destroy him,
that's
everything else, you know what I mean? Like, as a woman, I can hold us in prayer, but it's like, as they say, like, the more people pray about a situation, the more God hears it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, for us as a couple, I would love for him, but at the same time, we're both going on our own journey, and he's in his journey. So sometimes it's like, because he's not as strong in prayer, it demotivates me. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
It demotivates you.
I don't know what the word is, like, but sometimes it just makes me feel like he didn't do it, so
you're not gonna do it too?
Yeah, like, it's such a bad thought process, but it's like, that's actually the reality of it. Like, when you sometimes have a partner that they're trying but they're not there yet, but you are you're kind of there, but you need it more as well. But when the other person doesn't do as much, you struggle, because it's like, okay.
Yeah, but then again, that is the moment that you come as stronger, like, to push me, not push me, but kind of motivates me to do it more. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not that I don't want to do it.
But sometimes I don't want to motivate because I feel like I'm forcing you. Do you know what I mean?
Like, with the prayer thing, because you already know that I want to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you might not want to do it. Okay, you see me sometimes I wake up at 3-4 o'clock, spiritual time. Let's go to war. But you know what I'm trying to, like, but I don't want to wake you up because he has work at like 6-7 o'clock in the morning. I'm not trying to wake you up at that time. Look, so I'm feeling like I need to go to war. I need to go to war on my own. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to do that.
Really and truly, I already said that I don't mind to be waking up and do it. Obviously, I shouldn't be doing this myself, but as I said, the title of this video says a struggle of faith, because it's something that we struggle, or I'm struggling now.
I'm struggling.
And the whole idea, we are working towards getting better. Like, obviously, trying to maybe read more the Bible by actually praying, because it's been a struggle, and sometimes certain things happen and then you see, right, I should have been praying more than that. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to get to the point of that we have a problem that now we're gonna have to pray to fix that problem, or to try and fix that problem, because we know God always has our back.
Growing up, like, I was told, sorry to butt in, growing up I was always told, just pray, because if you don't pray, God is going to put you in a situation that you're not going to have to pray anyways. So just pray.
Yeah.
And not just that, but read. It's so hard. Like, I'm saying this, but it's so hard to read the Bible. Yeah. Because sometimes, like, I don't understand. So it's like, but I don't know how to interpret it myself.
But they also say that is the beauty of it. Because by you doing this, when you're going to start understanding by doing it. Yeah. So I think it's something that we need to do more in order to actually understand. Obviously, we won't be able to understand everything, but...
Yeah, but I do understand, like, I have read verse in the Bible, sometimes I open them just like... you know, it's so beautiful. At the same time, I'm just like, why am I struggling so much? And I'm just like, I pray that I'm like, God, I know you can see my heart. I know you can see my intentions, but I'm just struggling. And it's just like... Now, because we live in a world, I wish, like, all of our friends, I wish we could do, like, most of our friends are. But sometimes, like, do you want to go to your friend and say, oh yeah,
let's pray.
Like your friend that's in the clubs, and like it's getting to a point where it's like taking our friends, you know, like I've got to a point that I'm taking our people where I don't feel like they're in prayer. I don't feel like they're with God because I'm like, what am I doing with you? Like there's not much I'm going to do with you.
But then again, obviously, before that happens, you do try to get that person as well, because God always says,
men don't I don't feel like men do that.
Men don't do as much, but there is some that they actually do.
Do you do that with your friends?
I'm trying to myself. I'm struggling myself.
But sometimes when you other people along with you,
to try.
Because if
no, I don't fix about at least get more into it. Then because that Thursday I'm gonna try to invite someone. I'm gonna say, but you don't even go.
Yeah, but that might be your motivation for
maybe. But you see, we got so many things in life of all this shit that we've been together.
And we got even more.
Yeah, that we kind of feel the need that we actually need to. You see, this is actually our job. We need to pray more. We need to thank God more because we've been through a lot. And God always helps us back.
Bro, if we could tell you guys the way God shows up for us, it's so ridiculous. Like, I don't even want to get into it because I might just get a bit, start crying on the camera. But we'll tell you guys one thing. Like sometimes we feel like, I feel like I don't know what to give God back, and I feel so guilty that I'm not praying and I'm not reading my Bible because it's like I don't have nothing to give him back. The least I can do is at least just pray and read the Bible because the way maybe one day we can tell you guys, but the way God shows up for us, I will pray about something yesterday, understand when I wake up the next day, it's done.
Yeah.
And that's no exaggeration.
Yeah,
I've texted so many times and I'm like,
this is what I'm saying. This is why we feel the need to, be more.
Not just because what God has given us, but it's just like even certain things that we thought at the time was, but why did God not allow it? We found exactly why. Even the way we got together.
Yeah, this is all good. I'm telling you, it's all good. So we just need to be thankful. So if you guys go through the same situation, leave us a comment. Let us know how you deal with it. Maybe the way you deal with the same situation gonna help us to get more close into it and maybe learn how to pray together more, which is something that we struggle a little bit. Obviously, we keep trying. But if you have your own way that could help us, we are here. If you have any dilemma, don't forget the email is here. Send the dilemma. We haven't got dilemma in a while. Come on. Huh? This is the German
stuff. Are we coming across too judgmental? Let us know if you think you're coming across too judgmental. Because we're not actually, no.
Come on. This is about faith.
No. But we are the friends I'll tell you you're moving dumb.
Yeah.
But we're not judgmental. We'll let you know. Okay? That's all love. That's all love.
So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
Yeah. I will see you guys next time on the Yandra's Table.
Peace.